Here we go, little bass. That's in Washington, D.C., 4-mile run. See, some of these places I remember the exact names to them. Some of them I don't. But this one I happen to remember. And the fence right there in the water, that really gives it away. Because that's like one of the only places that I've fished that's had fence along the bank like that. This one here, I believe, could be 4-mile run also, but I'm thinking that it's actually like Indiana or Delaware, not Indiana, Delaware. I'm sorry, but I don't remember the name of that town. It was nice fishing though. And if you've seen any of these releases already in a previous video, I apologize because I have a bunch, and it's hard to keep up with each one. Like this one, I know that was a huge catfish. He wasn't very heavy. Maybe if he was 5 to 7 pounds, but man, he was huge. I think that was Nitro, West Virginia. Maybe. I've caught catfish in a lot of places. Well, I thought it was going to pick up a little bit better, and I would have known. Now that was a little guy, and I want to say was maybe Virginia or North Carolina. I'm not. Oh no, actually, this is, if I'm not mistaken, I think it is actually Kentucky, and the guy told me, one of the locals walked up and said, I wouldn't bother fishing here, I ain't never seen nothing caught. And first cast, I caught something. Now this one here, well, I'm not 100% sure on where I caught this largemouth at. It looks like the same place in Kentucky. It's the Lexington, Kentucky area, I think. It was like reservoir number 1 and 2, and it was packed full of fish, and there was signs that said no fishing, but I just, snuck it in a couple of times, like 4 times real quick. This here is, that's either Michigan or Indianapolis, Indiana. Because that is rock quarry. That is, that looked like Indianapolis, Indiana. At a rock quarry. And this one was Indiana, for sure. Yeah, that was definitely Indiana. I'm pretty sure the last one was the same place as this. I was just standing in a different spot. Now this right here, if I'm not mistaken, is Connecticut. I forget exactly which town it was, but if I'm not mistaken, the water was Union Pond. Yeah, the little bridge here is a walkway over the pond. I think. No, no, that's not a bridge. That's a pier out. I'm not exactly sure where that is. It would take some thinking for me to remember where that particular catch was at. Or that particular release. This is well, it's hard to say where that was at exactly. But there's not a release on that neither. This is outside of Martinsville, Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. That if I'm thinking right, this is the bass that I caught with a wake snake. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the bass that I caught on the wake snake. And it's just outside of Martinsburg, Virginia. This right here is Tennessee, off 411 Highway, the Conasauga River. I let a fan throw this one back in for me, and I recorded it from way over here. I caught it right there, though. That's where I caught it from. And then I let him throw it back in, and I come on to the edge of the bridge and recorded it. And this is well, let me think for a minute. And for all you people out there that, that says that hurts their jaws, my apologies, because that was decent sized fish, and I had his jaw flipped out a little too much, and I can't remember exactly where that's at. But he takes off, pretty good. That may have been Lancaster, Pennsylvania. This is either Lenoir City, Tennessee, or Okeechobee, Florida. Okeechobee, or whatever they call that. I'm not sure which one it is. Actually, this is Georgia. I do remember. It took a minute to get him to swim off because he swallowed the hook, and I had to go get my pliers. So he was out of the water for just a minute. Turned him a nice little somersault there, getting out of there. Cartwheel, maybe, I guess. I'm not exactly sure why I held the camera there so long. Actually, that was Fort or Lenoir City, Tennessee. actually, because that's the only place that I've been with that little pier like that. This was in Illinois. This was Tennessee. Highway 58. And it's not a fish, but I thought it was pretty cool, you know, that I got to sit and pet the raccoon. All he wanted was the livers I was fishing with. But he was willing to be a friend until he could, you know, drink my tea and eat the livers. And wow, did that tea make him hyper. Good gosh, I'm telling you what. That was a rambunctious little thing. And I do not suggest this, you know, trying this with just any old raccoon that you see. He happened to be nice and not aggressive at all. But I have seen raccoons where you could reach down to hand them food and they'll bite you. So, yeah, I do not suggest any kids watching this, don't play with raccoons like that out in the wild. He stayed there. He hung around while I was fishing all the way up till dark. Then he climbed a tree, and that was it. But didn't see him no more. Could hear him, but he got up in the tree and he couldn't get back out. I mean, he could get back out, but he got up in the tree, and you know, he didn't come back down after he climbed up the tree, which was somewhere around dark. And I did want to put that thing in the truck with me and take off, but he kind of stunk. There's a little rock bass. I'm not exactly sure where it's at. Probably West Virginia. This is Indiana. Indianapolis, Indiana. At the rock quarry.